So welcome back. This is another part of the challenge. We're just backtesting. Price has been moving upwards on gold. You see here we had this was the previous high, okay, then this was the previous low. So price took out the previous low and then also made a new higher high. So what I'm expecting is that price should at least retest this level here where we broke, because that's a key support and resistance zone, and afterwards we shall take in our buys. But yeah, okay, so price retested, stop loss is underneath, and then TP is of course at this point here where we are aiming to make a new higher high. We got stopped out, okay, which is okay. Okay, then afterwards price breaks. So where could have my stop loss has been? Okay, it's okay, we shall find another entry. So we have a demand zone here, which is in the same line with the support and resistance. So this is a good zone to buy from. Stop loss underneath the supply zone, because we have liquidity underneath here, and then TP is at this high here, because that's where there's liquidity. Let's wait and see. Okay, price hit our TP. Price hit our TP. And wait a bit. Okay, price came back to the same zone, and it's consolidating a bit. So we may actually sweep this liquidity underneath. So I mean, we have to wait for a bit so that price can test this level here, this demand zone. And also because this demand zone has liquidity underneath, I shall wait for price to tap into it. Okay, we have an inducement. Oh, price just pushed up. Okay, we missed that trade. Okay, we missed that trade, but it's okay. Shall find other entries. Here is an interesting part of this thing. We have a bullish engulfing, okay. Once we have a bullish engulfing, there is supply above, TP at the end. Perhaps even the second TP can be here, but for me, since we're in an uptrend, I won't hold for long. This is my TP. Okay, let's wait and see. So price comes and eventually clears the stop loss. So we're in a bit of a drawdown here, but eventually, of course, price does sell. Okay, it eventually sells. But let's look for other. Let's wait a bit, because I'm expecting price is able to come to that area, that demand zone. Okay, we push through the demand zone. Here is the second demand zone. Okay, so here is the second demand zone. Price shouldn't close underneath the demand zone, but this demand zone has no liquidity above, so it's likely to be swept exactly as I'd expected. Price, there was no liquidity above. You see, if you observe from here, we had liquidity sweep. Okay, these were the lower lows, and then price came and swept them, and these higher highs here, there's some liquidity above, but it has been swept. Okay, sure, you don't have to draw it like this, draw it like this. See, the liquidity has been swept above, then afterwards we had this massive push downwards. So we have cleared the first the two liquidities, okay, and then we had this first close, this position, okay. We have cleared the two levels of liquidity. So my setup is simply to wait for price to at least pull back to the nearest demand zone, which is around here, to make a, if you observe, we have been making higher highs. So price has cleared the liquidity. We are at a zone where you can buy from, support and resistance. Let's wait a bit. Okay, price has reached my support and resistance area, which is in the same zone as a supply. This is a base rally setup here, so this is a key area to buy from. Stop loss, we shall take the market at least up towards that area, then stop loss is underneath this newly created low. Why the stop loss there? Because price will likely respect this area a bit more. Okay, so see that we're already in profit of 13k. Now here's what I do mostly. You see now that we have a reverse, what I call a reverse support and resistance. Okay, price came and pushed through that zone easily, but now it's retesting it the second time. Okay, we also have a drop a stroke at around the same area, remember. So given all those confluences, I can now safely say I can close out my trade. Okay, we're now in a profit of 2k. and I can now enter in my sell. Stop loss above this area here, then tip is gonna be to clear all this liquidity underneath. Okay, so let's wait and see. Okay, so the order was filled and we finally hit TP. Price came and cleared the liquidity underneath, and then afterwards we hit TP. But as I've told you, the reason why I stopped buying here was simply because we had a drop-based drop, and price was at the same level as a support and resistance. See this line here, that's where price broke through, and then afterwards it pushed all the way down. So anyways, we are likely to create a new lower low, so let's wait for price to make a new lower low, then we can take entries for buys at approximately this area of demand, which is here, which is in the same zone as the supply and demand zone. Okay, so that's already a confluence. So after some time, price does indeed break the zone, then afterwards we have some bit of a grab, but you can safely say that we shall wait for a bullish engulfing, and we have already seen that we had a bullish engulfing here. Okay, we had a bullish engulfing, so you have to wait a bit for the bullish engulfing. Okay, now we have a pattern here which I love. It's called the bullish engulfing. That means price is protecting this liquidity underneath. Okay, this is all liquidity, so price is protecting that liquidity. So I'll buy here. Stop loss will be underneath this liquidity. That's my first zone. So if price is able to push through all this liquidity, I'll be out. Then my TP is gonna be to create a new higher high. Okay, so you don't have to mind about the liquidity here. Just have to mind all the way. At least that price should clear some liquidity here. Okay, price cleared the liquidity, and then afterwards we dropped into the demand zone. So should we buy or sell? That's the question. The answer is no, we shouldn't buy. We shall have to first of all wait for price to come back again to that demand zone. Okay, this is the second touch, then we buy. Okay, then our stop loss of course will be underneath this liquidity zone, because if this is a protected low, price shouldn't close above beneath it, and then we shall have TP at the highest high. Okay, this is my TP, so let's wait and see. So actually we got stopped out, so price instead made a new lower low, which is okay. We shall look for entries elsewhere. Okay, so you see that price is now protecting the lower liquidity here. Again, we are protecting this liquidity here. Price hasn't yet swept that liquidity. Okay, and then afterwards we know that price could likely come back to this demand zone. You can't just push, but you have to just be patient at this point. Okay, because price in the long run is going to come, and okay, so we have come back to the same zone here. Stop loss is going to be above, and then you're targeting at least this liquidity here. Okay, we get stopped out, and then afterwards price now pushed lower. We cleared the liquidity above. Let's wait a bit. Let's wait. Okay, we see that here we have some liquidity. Okay, we have these equal lows here that price could potentially break, and then you have the demand zone. Okay, that's already a confluence for us to buy. Yeah, targeting these highs here. Okay, stop loss is underneath this demand zone. Let's go. See that price almost took us out. Okay, but let's wait a bit. Whether hit TP or stop loss, there's no in between. Okay, TP has been hit, but after some good waiting. Okay, TP was hit, but after some very good and painful waiting. So our win rate was 40%, and yeah, we ended up in a profit of only 14k points. We shall do it again.